When we look at economic growth, it is viewed as the most important indicator of an economy's performance. It will lead to an expansion of the availability of resources in an economy, which can enable a higher standard of living. For a poor country like Pakistan, for example, this may ease poverty and may allow investment in human capital that can further improve the standard of living. However, when we look at economic growth, there are both cost and benefit of economic growth that we need to discuss. One key benefit of economic growth is the idea that there will be a rise in standard of living, which can lead to a reduction in absolute poverty. In addition, there should be more consumer goods available because of this higher quantity and quality of factors of production. In addition to this, there could be also an improvement in education and health, as now there is a higher sort of living standard. Literacy rates should also increase, with infant mortality rate and death rates should fall because of better healthcare infrastructure. And this in turn means that there will be higher life expectancy in countries which are experiencing economic growth. From the government's perspective, they can also earn higher tax revenue, and this can happen because of higher income. This higher tax revenue can fund better infrastructure, schools, hospitals, and even provide benefits for the poor. So, when there is a rise in income, there will be a rise in tax revenue, which in turn can further improve expenditure on health, on infrastructure, and many other things that the economy may require. Higher economic growth therefore feeds into higher business and consumer confidence. The growth should be sort of leading to a positive view of the economy, and people may want to invest more, innovate more, use more technology, and this means the consumer will be able to spend, and therefore aggregate demand will further increase due to the idea that there is more business and consumer confidence.
Quick pause. If you're finding value in this explanation, there's so much more to discover. At Alt Academy, we break down every A-level concept with the same level of clarity. Now, let's continue.
However, economic growth can also lead to costs. The first one is the environmental damage. Because of higher economic activity, one could argue this pollution from factories and cars will go up, damage to the landscape will take place because now we are extracting mineral resources to fuel that economic growth, and there will be depletion of non renewable resources, which means the economy may be growing but at the expense of environmental damage. And there will also be problems like, for example, global warming and more emission of CO2 in the environment. One may also argue that there is an opportunity cost of economic growth. If a country is deciding to put more investment in capital goods, this will mean less of the consumer goods will be available today, which means you are sacrificing today's standard of living for tomorrow's economic growth, which means lower standard of living today, but maybe higher living standard tomorrow. Another argument that is made against economic growth is the fact that there will be unequal benefits. Growth is likely to mean that some people may benefit from it and can become really rich, while others may be unemployed because those industries that they work will be losing demand or becoming unimportant, and that may mean there will be what we call differences in income levels that will grow. Similarly, some people may suffer more from stress of economic growth in terms of both having to learn new skills or having to work longer hours, while others may not have to go through that. Lastly, economic growth can also lead to lower quality of life. Because of rapid urbanization, there could be what we call poor housing, overcrowding, and pollution. All of it together can lead to what we call breakdown of family networks, inferior air quality, greater stress, and this all means that there is an opportunity cost of economic growth. More income can lead to poor quality of life because now there is what we call higher stress on resources, be it human beings, be it goods and services, and so on.
If you found that helpful, imagine what you could achieve with the full economics course. Over 60,000 students have used Alt Academy to transform their A-levels journey. Don't wait and take the first step today.